Hey everyone, watching the video. Going over today's MLB late main slate for today on DraftKings. The 5-game slate going on tonight. I actually think this slate's probably a little bit more fun than the early slate. We got some good hitting options to go with. A lot of good hitting options here with Coors Field and some other good spots. So maybe before we continue, if you could leave a like, subscribe to the channel, I really appreciate that. NASCAR should be coming out soonish. Practice is gonna be over soon. Then I'm gonna go update the model and stuff and write up some stuff, and then I'll go over that. And if you want access to the cheat sheet and the model, hit me up on Twitter. Send me a follow at cpen_16. Shoot me a DM, and I'll send this on over to you. Just easy as that. And then you'll have access to this all day. And any day after that, anyway. So, anyway, let's get into the slate. So, SP1 today for me is going to be Ryu, 11,200. He's been incredible this year, and he gets a nice matchup in a pitcher's park versus the Pirates, who struggle versus left-handed pitching. So if you're going to be spending up, I'd recommend going with Ryu. Although it's going to be tough to spend up because there's Coors Field, I think, is like a must tonight. I think you're going to have to stack up Coors Field. It's a lot of two bad pitchers, and I think it's going to be awesome spot for Bass tonight, so I might not be able to get up to Ryu, but I definitely like Tyler Skaggs tonight, 7,300. Core play for me, and I don't like targeting Texas, but if you're going to, you need to do it with a lefty, and it needs to be away from Texas. And Skaggs checks every single box right there, and he's excelled in this matchup earlier in the season. He dropped 22 points versus them, so definitely like Skaggs today. And then Mike Soroka, 9,500. Not the best matchup, but it is a ready heavy line. It is a ready heavy lineup, and he's been very good this year. And I think he should be able to get the win with the Braves facing Dakota Hudson. Then a catcher, Tony Wolters, 3,900, just a lefty versus Cashner and Coors. Brian McCann, 3,500, lefty versus Hudson, who really struggles with lefties. Then Jeff Mathis, 2,000. He's just the bare minimum on DraftKings, so don't mind punting that. He could probably be pretty popular. I wouldn't even mind using him in the same lineup as you use Skaggs, just because he's dirt cheap. Then at first base, Freddie Freeman, 5,000. He's just an elite lefty versus Hudson. I don't put a lot of numbers on this cheat sheet because I try to keep it really simple for you guys. I think I'm losing my voice a little bit. But if you want the numbers, I have that in the pitching and hitting model. So I just don't feel like repeating it here when you can just take a look at it there and see why I like these guys. I just like to keep this simple here. And then Ryan McMahon at 4,600, just a lefty versus Cashner and Coors. Then Yuli Gurriel, 3,300. He's super cheap and he should be batting cleanup versus a lefty, David Price. And then second base, Hanser Alberto, 4,100. Alberto, something like that. 4,100. He's one of my favorite plays tonight, leading off versus lefty and Coors. He's hit lefties pretty well this season, so don't mind going with him, and he's pretty cheap too. And then we already talked about McMahon and Jonathan VR, 4,700. Freeland has really struggled this year, and the O's have been surprisingly good on offense. And Freeland's really struggled with righties and lefties as well, so definitely like VR. He should be hitting second or first. Then third base, where he talked about Alberto, then Nolan Arenado, 5,600. He double-donged yesterday, and Cashner's flipped this year, where he's been worse versus righties. So I wouldn't be surprised if Arenado goes deep again. I don't know if you're gonna have to use him today with some of the other value options we have, but he's definitely a good spot. In a good spot. And then Zach Kozar, 2,000. If you need a punt play again, he's the bare minimum. And then shortstop Trevor Story, really exact same reasons as Arenado. He double-donged yesterday, and Cashner flipped this year. He's worse versus righties, so don't mind him at all. And then Jonathan VR, 4,700. Oh, we already talked about him. And we already talked about Kozart. So a lot of guys multi-position eligible. And then in the high-priced outfield, Mike Trout, 4,800. I think he's a lock tonight. He's below 5,000. I never thought I'd see that happen before, and I really don't know why he's below 5,000. But just take the discount and play him tonight. That's an insane price on that guy. Then Cody Bellinger, 5,900. He's insanely expensive, but if you're stacking up the Dodgers, you're going to have to play him, and you can attack Musgrove with lefties. And then Jock Peterson, same exact reasons as Bellinger. And then in the mid-range outfield, a lot of good options in the mid-range and cheap outfield. So David Dahl, 4,400. Good price for him, especially versus Cashner and Coors. He's been pretty good this year. He just hasn't shown his power yet, but should be coming. And then Andrew Benintendi, 4K. As long as he's leading off, I'm interested. If he's not leading off, I'm not interested. But Peacock's been giving up power to lefties, so definitely like Benintendi if he is. And Tapia, just give me all the Coors tonight, guys. I don't like the price though at all, but I mean, if you're gonna be snacking the Rockies, if he's hitting leadoff, I mean, he's in a good spot. He just doesn't have a ton of power, but And then the value outfield, Keon Broxton, 3,500. Core play for me tonight. One of my favorite plays versus Freeland, and he homered yesterday, so really like him. And Jackie Bradley, 3,100. He's a cheap lefty versus Peacock. Then David Fletcher, 3,400, just leading off versus the lefty. And he's not in Coors. I don't know why I wrote that. I think it's because I said it so many times. He's leading off versus Mike Minor in LA. Whoops. Okay. Alright, so let's go to the core plays now. Okay, so we have Skaggs at SP2. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with my SP1. If I can get up to Rio, I'd love to. It's just going to be tough with that Coors game. Really want to get some good bats in. But definitely have Skaggs tonight. And then Alberto at either second or was it third. And then Trout, 4,800. Just way too cheap for him. And then Broxton at 3,500. And then I feel like I looked at the weather and it said it was fine. But I might have missed something. So if not, yell at me in the comments or something. But top stacks are going to be the Rockies, the Orioles, the Dodgers lefties, and the Braves for me, specifically the lefties. Anyway, guys, that's all I have for the video. Sorry this was kind of shorter. Just had to get this out before the NASCAR. Kind of had to rush this one, but anyway, remember to leave a like, share the channel. Really appreciate that. You can follow me on Twitter at cpen_16. Check out the early slate video if you haven't yet, and good luck today.